Greetings everyone, welcome to my least favorite way to record a video. I hate recording handheld videos so much because I don't have access to both of my hands and then I have to worry about framing, which isn't usually a problem when I put it on my head. And it's totally not because I left my head mount at home when I, traveled for the eclipse, and I don't even know why I brought that because I didn't even record any videos while I was there. So I don't know why I brought my head mount. I should have just left it here. But now I don't have my head mount. And I also don't have memories of the eclipse. You might remember that I was really excited to see that. Nope, we got clouded out. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I'm like it was super cool, don't get me wrong, to see nighttime turn to day, or day turn to nighttime in the middle of the afternoon. But I was and still am so bummed. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be uploading a video on my main channel, link in the description, about the eclipse in a little bit. Hopefully a day or two. But for right now, I want to film the video that I talked about, gosh, weeks ago at this point, because I've been waiting for my Vault Pro to come back, and it hasn't. So the show must go on. Welcome to Maker Map. This is a segment that I came up with in one of the reviews. I don't remember which one it was. Sorry, not reviews. In one of the videos that I did, I don't remember which one it was, but it was when I stopped and I said, I have a great idea for a series. And this is kind of the pilot of that video. You might notice a certain theme about the ballad songs that we have laid out here. I wanted to do a video kind of talking about how there you go. Kind of about how different ballad song makers in the community are. Like, kind of talk about them in a little bit more than just talk about their products. Let's give kind of newcomers to the community a good idea, a good overview of what a maker looks like, and give them a guide to their product lineup, what I think of them, and kind of my opinions on them as a company in general. And the first one we're going to do is Nabalis, because I have had the pleasure of trying basically every single one of Nabalis knives except for the Lightning. So we're going to do a quick product overview of the things that I have and the things in their collection, and then I'll kind of give you a bigger overview of what they are, kind of represent as a company and what we know about them and all of that, so that you, if you're new to this hobby and you don't really understand who the makers are, what they're all about, can get a better idea of what's going on. So first off, we have technically their cheapest product, the Nabalis Canyon. This thing is really, really good, and the trainer goes for $40. It's entirely stainless steel, it's pinsless, and it is my default recommendation for anyone looking to get into the hobby. Just a really stellar flipper for the price. Next up, you have the Lightning, but as I just mentioned, I've never tried that, so I'm not going to speak on that. So beyond that, we have the Vulp, a very, dare I say, okay, well, it left my hands already. Dare I say controversial ballad song, because everyone... Oh, my camera is shaking. Oh no, stop that. Stop. Stop. There we go. Sorry about that. A very controversial ballad song, because everywhere you look, someone has a different opinion on the Vulp. Some people hate it and think it needs to burn. Some people love it and think it's the saving grace of this bally, or of the community. I personally, while I really, really can't overstate what the Vulp has done for us as a community, it's kind of introduced us to these sub $100 bushing models that exist now. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think there are some pretty glaring issues with it, most notably the Chaplin experience. And while it was my recommendation for a long time, and I still do think that it is an okay choice. I know there are some people who will viscerally attack anyone who buys a Vulp, even if they're a beginner. I think this is still an okay product for a beginner. But there are a few issues that it doesn't really grow with you very well. So that's the Vulp, runs for about $65 US. And then right above that is the Marbles, which I've done a video on in the past. You can go find that. A very customizable experience and a really interesting one for $75 or $80 or whatever it retails for. Beyond that, we have Nabalis' first... Never mind, it's not their first false slide blade. Well, I think, no, technically this was the first design they released that was a false slide blade, but the Canyon is technically the cheapest false slide blade that they have. Whatever. This is the Hydra, and the Hydra runs for about $100. You can get a trainer or a full slide blade. It's not sharp. It's a dull edge. And it's one of the most overlooked balisongs in their entire lineup, in my opinion. I think that the Hydra, sorry. I think the Hydra flips incredibly well. If not a little boring, it is kind of the Kraken of the $100 range, but I think that's actually a pretty good thing. The problem is it just kind of got overshadowed by a ton of other things in its price range. So, people just kind of go to that instead, and this thing kind of got left behind. Although they do have like a V2 now, where they added like a faux speed channel and they improved the jimping a bit, so that's pretty interesting. And then above that, we have the Trident. I've made a video on the Trident. My updated thoughts on the Trident, I really don't like it. It's not a great balisong. Some people think that I love the Trident. No, I don't. I really don't like the Trident. I know I compared it to the Nautilus, and I said I liked it better than the Nautilus, which is true, but I still don't really like either of them. They're not great. And finally, above that, we have the Wing and the Vulp, which I previously did criticize Nabalis for having two balisongs so close to each other in price range. Their lineup was feeling a little bit cluttered, and I still do think that that could be true if they keep releasing designs at the rate that they are currently releasing designs, especially with the Create with Nabalis contest coming to a close. Oh my gosh, I can't flip today. It's this. This is why I hate handheld recording. But I think it's important that these two fulfill vastly different roles. Some people are going to prefer the Vault Pro, which is a little more handle biased, a little more blocky, much grippier. Some people, like myself, are going to prefer the Wing for its more neutral balance, its rounded handles, and just its overall looks. I personally am a Wing stan, but I still think that the Vulp is very, very good. Sorry, the Vulp Pro is very, very good, and I could see someone liking really either of them. So that's kind of a personal taste thing. I wouldn't really say one is better than the other, objectively. But that's Nabalis' lineup in a nutshell. If I missed anything, I'm sorry, but that's basically kind of an overview of their collection. So if there's something in there that interests you as a beginner or as someone who maybe doesn't know a ton about Nabalis, then go for it. Now I'm going to dig into just personal opinions and kind of what Nabalis has done for the wider community, because while they receive a lot of shit for possibly being involved with the clone companies over there, I shouldn't say a lot, but I have seen people be like, oh no, Nabalis is just doing the same exact thing that these other manufacturers are doing, like the clone companies. And you really don't know. I think that their designs are some of the most unique in the hobby, and their lineup represents something. My camera is shaking again. Why are you doing this? Handheld recording, everybody. Man, you gotta love it. It's doing it again. It's doing it again. It's doing it again. Stop. Okay. I shouldn't... Just gonna set that down there because I think the lens is the issue. While I think they do receive a little bit of criticism for that, but I think that their lineup kind of proves that they are making incredibly unique things. None of their products look like each other. None of their products are really derivative of other products besides the Vault Pro, but that wasn't... I wouldn't say the Vault Pro was derivative of the Cygnus, but, it's similar, but that was not Nabalis' call. That was something that Will designed, so I can't necessarily fault them for that. But the problem is, it's not even a problem, but the truth is that they are over in China and we really know nothing about them. Even I, as someone who has received multiple of their products for free and kind of talked to them behind the scenes, don't know the name of anyone over there or what they're all about. So they're a little bit nebulous in that sense. And as someone who cares a lot about being open and honest and transparent, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not necessarily something that I blame them for. I think their designs really do speak for themselves, regardless of what my opinions on their on their handling of things are, on their transparency are. It's not really my place to judge. As soon as I put that on, it starts shaking again. Okay. But I think they're doing incredible things for the beginner market, especially. I would say Nabalis is currently the king of the beginner market. Besides the Orion, because I think the Orion is much better than most of their products, but the Orion also isn't as readily available as most of Nabalis' products. So I would say just overall, for in terms of variety and everything, Nabalis is providing one of the most unique experiences for beginners into the hobby. And it's really nice to see. So even if they are a little bit more nebulous, they're still doing incredibly cool things for the hobby. They're collaborating with creators like Will and Artsy. They're doing competitions where you can design something and they will make it for you, which is what we're going through right now with the Create with the balis thing. Like, just really, really cool stuff. And you can tell that not only are they flippers, but they seem to care about the hobby quite a bit, which is really nice to see. So that is the maker map for Nabalis. I'm sorry this recording was scuffed as all hell, but I can't really do anything about like the filming situation until I get my head mount back, and I won't get that back until after this video comes out. So let me know what you think of the series maker map, giving you an overview of different balisong makers. Let me know what makers you want to see me cover, or if you even want to see me cover them again. If you have any opinions or like ideas for the segment, let me know. And assuming the audio is okay in this video, which it very much so might not be, that'll be it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.